As a coach, how have you been able to capitalize on this slightly longer break that you've had going into a more congested run of fixtures with the international break? What have you been doing on the training pitch?
Yeah, it give us a little bit extra time as coaches to prepare the following games, especially now that we were going into a week with 3 games. So, we already got the opposition analysis done, and we just will tweak it a little bit with their last games, but the main bit is done. I prefer not to have breaks, to be fair, personally. International breaks is important, but I don't like them. I like to be playing every week. I like, especially when we are playing well, to keep this consistency, to keep the momentum. And breaks, obviously, with a few international players that we got, and every team is in the same page. And we can always pick injuries, and players work in different systems, and then when they come, they have to. It's part of football, and we deal with it. But for me, it's nothing I really enjoy. I love to have the consistency of playing every weekend.
Yeah. And talking of which, the last game we saw you play was the Glasgow City game. Though it was a bit of a different formation that we haven't seen before. We had Jody Bartle in the middle at the back with the back 3, I think, at the start. And is that something we might expect to see more of going forward, that system, or are you going to be changing things up?
Yeah, I mean, the formation. I know it affects the positioning on the pitch, but it's almost irrelevant. The important thing is the tactical principles, the sub-principles, and the shape that we want to achieve in possession, the rational occupation of the space that we want to achieve. So we thought that by dominating 2 different systems, that obviously it always creates confusion in the opponent, because we can use either of them, and also depend on what players we got fit or what players we got in better form. We can see what system better suit the players. The initial thought behind doing a 3-4-3 was some players that we lost and some players that we recruit. Their strengths, suit more for that system. So depend of the team. I thought it worked very well when we did what we should have done. But of course, it's a new system, it's new players that never been with us. So it's normal that at times you get confused, and because sometimes the role that you do is slightly different than the role you do in a different system. But yeah, I think overall, it's good. We got a point against a super side, so I think we should be proud. And we don't know if we will see it on Saturday or we will see the 4-3-3, and that's why we do it.
I was going to ask you about the weekend as well. We saw you sort of having this more aggressive pressing approach against some of the higher quality opposition, obviously in Europe during the Champions League, and whether Hibs are top of the table, they're a side to be respected. Whether we might see that looking at a side that have been as well so dominant domestically and can kind of challenge this season.
Yeah, I think as a team it helps us to play in Europe, to face teams of totally different quality, especially Levante, that we don't have, none of us are as good as Levante in Scotland. It was great to be able to face that team in a competitive game. It's not the same with friendlies, the adrenaline is not the same, so it was great for us. It's a great experience, and that means we, as a team, we don't fear now. If we could compete against Levante, in our mind, we can compete against any team because they are one of the best teams. So we are not as afraid, if you want, as we were in some of the bigger games maybe last year. Although I have to say, credit to the girls and to all of us, we are mentally very, very strong. The amount of games that we end up winning or even drawing in the last 10 minutes of the game is to be very proud. So but definitely facing these top teams make us stronger. And although we totally respect Hibs, I think they are much better than they were last year. They scored 31 goals in the last 5 games. Is to be respected, but of course we don't fear them because we know we are good enough to beat them if we actually play our best football, of course.
Yeah. Is everyone, are the people that might expect to start on Sunday available? Is everyone fit and ready to go?
We only got one injury. Obviously, we know the long-term injury of Natalie Ross, who is just in the last stages. She's doing better each week, so we look forward to welcome her back into the team. And then Izzy Atkinson has picked a little injury with Ireland, and we don't know if she will be able to train tomorrow, so she might play, but I don't think she will be starting on Sunday.
Maybe we'll see that Chance and Shen combo come out from the blocks, maybe they might get their starts at the weekend.
Who knows? We will see on Sunday.
Thank you, Fran.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Hi, Fran.
Hi, David. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I really enjoyed the game last week. How significant was the role of the Celtic support in the second half and driving the team on to get the draw?
Honestly, it was so good because at times, obviously, we didn't play very well in the first half. We didn't have any fluidity on the ball. It was an ugly game in the first half where they were the best team. So we didn't enjoy. So the second half, obviously, we tried to change things at halftime, and we came back. And at times, obviously, if you don't score, even if you are playing slightly better, but it's 2-0 down, it's a long mountain, high mountain to climb against the champions. But they make you believe. They start to sing. They start even when we lost a ball and they start to lift us up. It was massive. I love to play with the crowd, and I think it's a amazing engagement between team and crowd, and it really helps us out. We really feel them, and yeah, we would love to see the same on Sunday because it definitely makes us stronger.
Rachel Johnson signed a new 2-year contract, her first professional contract this week, and she said that she described the position as the last line of attack, which I thought was absolutely brilliant for describing Celtic.
Yeah, of course. So first, obviously, we are delighted that in our eyes we have some of the best, if not the best, young talent in the country, and we are in a position that we could, to the best of them, we can offer professional contracts. So we help them to achieve their dreams. Of course, we don't make it easy for them. If they got a professional contract, it's because they earn it every day. They work very, very hard, and yeah, of course, in the position of Rachel, she obviously. They are both goalkeepers. We got good, amazing shot stoppers that they prove many times. But it's very important that they need to be very good with the feet as well. So in the case of Rachel, again, for a young age, and very good with the feet, helping the team, and pushing for this number one spot, which is making as well Chloe better. So yeah, we are delighted with our young players, but it's a well-deserved reward for Rachel.
I mean, Fran, you're a well-known media celebrity now in the Celtic world. What about the goalkeeper coach, Chris Scullion, and other coaches? They seem to be doing a brilliant job too.
Yeah, I mean, if we are at Celtic, it's because we are good enough to be at this football club. Obviously, in my opinion, it's the best football club in the country, and you need to be good at your job to be here. So every member of the staff, it's not only that they are good, is they are good people and they work so hard, and that's for me the main thing. I mean, the amount of hours that the guys do is unbelievable. So I'm delighted that the passion, the effort, at times you can have more quality, worse quality, you do better sessions, worse sessions, but commitment, desire, passion is not negotiable, and the guys are all of them like that. So I'm delighted with the staff, and I think what you see on the pitch, the fight that the girls go, is also a reflection of how the team is a team performance, and team means from the board till to the bottom, everyone together. So yeah, I'm very happy with the people that surround us every day.
We're speaking to Chloe there. We mentioned obviously we got the 3 victories over Hibs in the league last season, but you've already mentioned they're a different team this year. They've added new players. They're scoring goals for fun at the moment. How much of a different approach do you take to playing this team as you did to the game last year, and what kind of changes can we see? Was that formation change that you had against Glasgow with the Hibs game in mind as well?
Yeah, I mean, the formation, it wasn't something that we prepared for Glasgow City. It was something that we did as well against Aberdeen. It was the same shape. But before Aberdeen, we didn't do it. So, in the previous games in the Champions League, we want to have two formations that the players dominate. We want the players to know their roles, whether we change formation. In games, many things can happen. You can get a player sent off, and sometimes you need to go to back three. Sometimes you need to have wing backs instead of full backs. It's just try to give the players a little bit more tactical knowledge within something that they can use. It's always better when you actually put it into practice. In terms of Hibs, as you say, yeah, it's a new team. I think it's a stronger team than last year. They recruit well. They recruit girls that they are doing well for them. They scored 31 goals in the last 5 games, which is quite impressive, especially considering how poorly they started last year. So this year they are very high in confidence. But I think also we are a better team. We are a team that, although we got so many new players that need to gel, the end product we haven't seen yet. But I'm delighted that how the girls are training. I think the quality of training has been fantastic, and I expect a very good game. So we will try to impose our game. We don't have the fear that we have last time we played them, because obviously we knew Champions League was on the line, and it was a horrible pitch where you couldn't play football. So that game, it wasn't enjoyable. It was one of the worst games we ever played, but we managed to win. This time I think hopefully it's a more enjoyable game for spectators, for players, and hopefully we get the 3 points. I am confident that we can, but we need to be at our best because they are a very good team.
Yeah, and obviously this game is the start of 3 games in a week period. How difficult is that to prepare for, considering it's going to be high intensity for these 3 games, and how much does squad rotation come into your mind?
A lot, and because obviously the way we play, we do a very aggressive counter pressing. When we press very aggressively. So the players do a lot of high speed running over a game, and But then as well, we know some of the teams you can hurt them in the transition. So for transitions is as well a lot of energy demanding. So it's hard. It's hard for the legs of the girls, especially because our training is very intense as well. So that's why we got a big squad full of talent. I think it's the best squad we ever had. It's a much better squad than last year, although we lost some important players, but we recruit more players than we lost, and a lot of talent. So definitely everyone will play a part. Over the three days, we will see most of the players play, whether they start or come from the bench, but we will see most of our squad play, because we trust them and because we need them. It's very important that the players are fresh and we can carry on playing our football. It's no point to play the same players over and over again if they are tired. If we cannot have intensity, then it's not good for us. It's not good for the spectators. It's not the football we want to play. So yeah, definitely, I think over the 3 days we will see most of our players.
And just finally, we've seen the green light being given to the Barrowfield redevelopment for the training area for the women's team, and also in the annual reports that just came out, there was a focus from Michael Nicholson on the development of the women's team. As the women's coach, how much of a feel-good factor does that give you that the team and the club are putting so much focus on the women's team and helping you to grow that going forward?
That was one of the reasons why I joined Celtic in the first place. It was not only obviously how amazing it is to join a club like Celtic. Is they show me the plans that the club got for the women team in the next 5 years. It wasn't just that year; it was on the next 5 years. So it's constant growth. So we are now in the best place we've ever been, but we are not in a place as good as we will be in a few months' time. So it's a complete commitment from the club towards the women team. And we are delighted of it. This year, as you say, we are training every day at Barrowfield in a brand new generation 3G pitch, which is amazing. Every day we have breakfast and lunch together at Celtic Park. What a best! It's not a better place in UK to report for breakfast. I mean, we are delighted. We are delighted, and the club just shows support, of course, and that's why you see the performance that you see. We give everything for this batch because we feel like they look after us like nobody else does. So yeah, definitely very, very happy to hear these words, and I know they will, because I know, we feel the love every day here at the club by everyone, not only the board, but staff, everyone. It's one club.